Just a second, guys. I'm just waiting for the session to start the recording. Yeah. So today we will discuss about Java polymorphism and method overloading and method overriding. Uh, like we already discussed about the definition of Java polymorphism. As the word itself, it says it is in many forms. Poly means many. So it is in many forms, and this polymorphism is used for the methods. Methods we already learned, right? How to declare the method, how to use it in the Java program. So these methods can be used in different ways. That is why this name is known as Java. I mean polymorphism. So and this occurs when many classes that are related to each other, like we have this inheritance concept, right? Like when these classes are inherited from each other and they are related to each other, this type of many forms of reoccurring of the methods will be found. So this type of inheritance that is there in different classes is known as polymorphism. So polymorphism is generally something which uses methods to perform different tasks. So if we have to perform a task on int, we use one form, that is int. If you want to use if you want to do some action on double or method, you use double for double, method for method. So these type of methods will be written differently, but they are all of the same type. So this is how this polymorphism is in, I mean, it looks like. So what we can say is the whole action or any single action, like whatever the action is needed, we can do it in different ways. If we have a data type of int, we can do it in int way, and we can do it in string if it is in string ways. So this is how we actually go with it. Uh, just a second, guys. Sorry, guys. I had a call. So yeah. So polymorphism is something which is done in for a single action. We can do it in many ways. So poly means many. So this is how you have to remember the definition of this, because as you are a fresher to Java, when you enter into the interview block, they will ask you the basic question: what is polymorphism? So poly means many forms. So a method or a single action can be done in different ways. This is what the definition of polymorphism. So if we talk about a general example to understand this polymorphism, let's say we have a class called animal. And what does this animal do? They have different types of sounds. But if I say the cat says a different sound, the pig says a different sound, and dog says a different sound. So what I do is I have general main class which says animal sound. And I have different types of methods in this again. So the first method will be some pig, or the second method will be cat, the third method will be dog. So each method is doing the same action, they are doing the same animal sound. But during my session, during my calling of the method, the action is different inside the method. So if I say pig, it has some different sound, and dog has a different sound, and cat has a different sound, but the action done in these methods is the same. So this is how this type of polymorphism we can see during our calling of methods. So we can even have this methods created as an object, and like previously when we learned, we can create an object of these methods and then do the action in a single form in our main method. So if I say pig, I can just create a object called class name dot my object something, which is equal to new of that class, main class. So I will call my object dot animal sound, which I already declared in my method. So that animal sound will be called, and that is how the sound of the animal will be. We can hear the sound of that. I mean, whatever the statement and system output of the sound we give, it's that gets printed in that object. So this is how a polymorphism is written. So basically, to understand it directly, let me go with your program itself. Will share you my screen. So, as I said, we have this animal class. This is the animal class which I want to have be printed wherever I do. So, this is the animal class, main class, and this is my main class where I have been creating my objects and I'm calling these methods. So, in this constructor, whatever we have, so this I have divided into two types, and that one is pig and one is dog. So in this pig, it has the action of pig action, and this is dog where it has a dog option, I mean dog sound. So the action which is done in this constructor, it is same as this constructor, and if you see, even this constructor is having the same action. So these three constructors are under polymorphism. So animal, pig extend which is extended of this animal, dog which is extended of this animal constructor. These are all under polymorphism. So this is the main constructor. Under this, these two are getting inherited as well as polymorphed. So in this main class, what am I doing? I have started my main method, and in my main method, I have created an object first for the first constructor, animal, original constructor. And then this is my name which I gave, and this is my second object which I created for pig, and this is my third object which is created for dog. So what am I doing? I'm calling my constructor. So I have declared this animal sound, right? So this constructor has been called here. Sorry, this
Ma'am,
method is, yeah,
ma'am, that are not constructors, I think, ma'am. The void means methods, no, ma'am.
these are methods in that
Yeah, yeah.
constructors. We have this, but that is what I've just telling about. So these are the methods which are called, these are the objects which are created for the constructors, but in those constructors we have these methods which are called as part of the object. So here I'm calling this animal sound method through my object which is created as my animal or my pig, wherever, I mean whatever the constructor or the class is having, that is called with this method name. So my animal dot animal sound will call this method, and this method has the action to print this statement. So my first statement will be printed as the animal makes a sound, and my second constructor is having the method is called by the method animal sound, which prints the statement as the pig says VV, and the third statement which is called as my dog. So the statement printed is the dog says bow bow. So this is how a constructor and this thing is called, which we already learned in the last class. But this is the way how we represent our polymorphism. So polymorphism is nothing that doing a single action in many ways and having the inherited properties of the main class. I mean, of a group of a class. Any doubts in this? Yes, guys, any doubts in this? Okay, do you want to try this in the compiler or shall we go ahead with the next topic? Is anyone? Shall we go ahead or do you want to try this in the compiler? Compiler, okay. Yeah. Okay. So, whatever the classes which we have or the methods in which the classes are taken, so we have declared them. This is my first class, and in that class, I have this method, and this is my second class in that which is inherited from the first class. I had a method and again the same. So in my main program I have declared my main class, and then in my main instance I have written my I mean created my objects for all those classes whatever are declared, and then from those classes I have called my methods. So my animal is an object created for this class, and animal sound is a method called from my object of class animal. Do you want me to explain this again? Yes. Okay, so I'll go ahead. Okay, guys. Next topic would be our method overloading. Yeah, method overloading. So, what is method overloading? In this method overloading, similar type of, I mean, whatever polymorphism is there, multiple methods can we are doing in multiple times, like multiple actions are taking many forms of I mean, single action is taken in many forms. So in the same way, we have multiple methods, but the name can be the same with different parameters. So if I say I am working on int, my method is on int and parameters on int, but the name would be same. So if I have another parameter as float, my method name would be the same as my int, like whatever I give, like int method of int x. So I'm having this method, but my method name which I have declared would be the same for different sessions also. For int, it would be the same. For float, it would be the same. For double or whatever I'm using it, it would be the same. So it will be like something like this. Let me share you. So if I am working on my int, I would have int some method on of parameter some int x. Okay. So if I have float, then I use float method on of the same name because I'm using the same name here. These are the parameter would be again float because return type is different and input is also float. So what I'm doing here, I'm using multiple methods of the same name, but my parameters are different. So this is how a method can be overloaded. So in the interview, what they say, what is method overloading? Then your answer would be method overloading is something which is related to multiple methods, but having the same name with different parameters. So let me give you the definition in the chat box. Please try to save it. Method overloading is multiple methods can have the same name with different parameters. Example, int method name and the parameter is int x. See guys, when you talk about some definition and give an example, they don't much concentrate on going forward until unless it is necessary. So your next question obviously will be what give me some example on it. So the try to get the definition and example of each topic, be it in your hands, so that when you go for the interview, these would be your answers. What so the question would be rotating around these answers itself. But if you are thorough with the examples, you can easily crack the code or something, whatever is given to you at the interview point. So let me say now we'll do a program on this. So what I have, my main point to work on this is to, okay, take two numbers and we need to add those two numbers. So the best example would be this. We shall write the program in our compiler of this programming, I mean, of method overloading. I'll try to explain you at the same time. Okay. So I'll take so first I declare methods which are needed for me to do this addition. Okay. there would be a same method. I mean, same name, name will be the same, but I use a different parameter. Suppose I say double, because I can't use string or anything else because I'm working on addition. So I'll have to use double or int or float. So I have taken two methods. These are my methods. Sorry guys, these are not my okay. These are two methods, and I'm doing my addition here. So with the same name, method add is my common name of these two methods, but the parameters which I am entering or which I'm using are different. So the method overloading can be done here using these methods by creating them into a different parameter or different variables in my main method. Now what I do is, so I'll write my program. So these are my two methods I have written in my main class. Now I'll write my main program in my main string. I'll call my method. I mean, I am sending some inputs because method is taking input one and input two. Here also the same way, input one and input two. So I give some values, 2 comma 3. So now this function, I mean, after entering into the main, how will this, I mean, whatever I'm calling method add, how will this decide whether to go to int method add or double method add? Can anyone tell me? It's very simple. So if you just see, now I'm calling my method add. It can go to either this method add or this method add, right? There is no difference between this. So how will it decide? How will the system decide whether to go to int method add or double method add? Yes, guys, tell me.
Int
Intermittent, ma'am.
means in
Yeah,
int means two three, ma'am. Your double means two point. We declared the point, ma'am. That's why it will take like that.
yeah. So how are we? I mean, the result, whatever the result we are getting in this thing, if you just say it, the result what I'm getting it is here double. So it checks whether the output is the double here or here, and that is, I mean, how the double inputs are given where here. So it checks in that way and goes to this method. So this is the best example of method overloading. We are loading it with overloading it with different methods and different parameters. Okay. So I got the answer as 5 for my first two outputs. Result is 5, and the second is 8.4 for the second two outputs with a space. Okay. So I'm giving in the chat box. Just save it for yourself. This is method overloading example. We are having different methods with the same names, but we are overloading and we are loading it. Just a second, guys. Just a second. So I've given you the polymorphism example, which says that we have been having multiple. The actions can be done in multiple ways using different multiple classes, and this is method overloading, which states that we have done the method of action in different ways using the same name, using different parameters. Are you getting this basic definition and basic example? Do you want me to repeat this again or shall we proceed? Yes, guys, you can ping me yes or no. Okay. Thank you, Meghana. I'll proceed with the next session. So, coming to the next topic, it is method overloading. Sorry, overriding. Now, method overloading is done where we have overloaded with the same name of the method but having different parameters. But coming to method overloading, in overriding also we have the same method as declared in the parent class, and it like we override it as a child class, but here we have done with the different parameters. But in method overriding, we create this class, whatever class is there, we create a subclass of it. So as I said you, I gave you a polymorphism example, right, where I have taken an animal class, and there is a pig class which is an extension of an animal. There's a dog class which is extension of animal. So this is called method overriding. So we inherit the classes along with the overriding concept. You're getting it right, guys? So here we have one class where it is known as the parent class, and we inherit another class with the same properties, with the same actions inside it, but we extend it to the child class and we create it as a child class. So parent class and child class where they have the same features and all. Maybe it can have an extra features also, but as of now, if we have, we didn't go till that. So same features we have it, and it is known as an inheritance. So this main part of overriding the parent class and getting into the subclass like the child class, it is known as the method overriding. So generally we can say that if a subclass is providing the specific implementation of the method that has declared by the parent class, it is known as overriding. We are ruling out the parent class name and we are taking the child class name and we are using the methods or actions that are done in the parent class. So this is where we are overriding the parent class and getting into the child class concept. So this is how this overriding concept is taken. So generally, if I say the definition of method overriding, it is as if a subclass provides a specific implementation of the method that has been declared in the parents class, then it is known as method overriding. Just save this definition, guys. So in this method overriding, what happens is in the parent class, already the action is done, already the form of things are ready, all the methods are ready. The method implementation of the method is also done. But it is just that child class is inheriting the same actions, same things, same properties and everything. But it's we are using the child class but not the parent class. This is how this polymorphism of the classes is done. So if you say method over, what is the advantage? We just say that during a runtime, this polymorphism, whatever it is used, method overriding help us to have the performance issues cleared during our runtime. This is just a line. I mean, you advantage of this line. When you go into a practical knowledge, you will understand more of this overriding advantages. When you use it yourself practically, you experience the performance issues in that. Then you understand this override advantage. So what is the basic rules of this method overriding and method overloading? So the in method overriding, we have the method. Whatever the method is there in parent class, the method should have the same name as that of the child class. Also, the parameters need to be the same as that of parent class. But in method overloading, what we did, we have the same name as method class. Methods are name of the methods are same, but the parameters are different. But in method overriding, what is the happening? The method name is same, but the and the parameter name also should be the same. So if I just say there is a method called int method which is declared in my parent class with int as variable, I mean input parameters. I have to use the method of my child class also as int itself with my method name itself, and the variables are parameters are int x and int y. So but in what method overloading does is the different parameters are can be changed. I mean parameters can be different, but the method names should be the same. So guys, didn't you get any doubt in our method overloading? We had called int result one is equal to method of int, right? Why can't I use like double method add of int values? What does the system gives me the error? Generally the system will not understand it. It goes into ambiguity and it cannot have what is it actually. So it gives a compile time error, says that this is already there, so why are you calling it again? It won't understand why this such type of thing happened. So it's a manual error. You have to rectify it from your end. Yeah, so I will give you an example of method overriding. So now I have a parent class, animal, and have a animal sound, and this is what the action. Okay, that the action should be also the same. So I say the animal is walking. We'll talk about the animal walk. Now I will not be having any more classes in my outside my this thing because it comes under the. So I'll have my class, child class, child animal, which is an extension of my main animal, right? So this is my extension of my main animal. So now what I do is I'll create my object of my child class. Okay, I have created my child class, but I'll call the method which I have taken it for the parent class, that is obj dot my parent class method is animal walk, right? So animal walk. Okay, so I've created an object for my child class and I have taken the action of my parent class.
Ma'am created two classes, ma'am. Here. Sixth and seventh lines. Both are classes.
Yeah. Okay, I need to
Print.
change the name of this also, or else it will not actually take it.
Ma'am, once in 16th line, once give public, ma'am, it may execute. Ma'am.
But giving a class as a public class, it won't actually the name of this and main Java need to be same, no? That's where it is getting. See here, this can't be rectified. Actually, this cannot be saved. See, it should be declared in the name of child animal Java. So if I give main here, It would be enough. Okay. Actually, the name which I have declared as my main, I mean, the major public class. So if I give only class also, it will work. Because of the name not matching with this, I got an error. So I can't use any other name get saved as that name. But when you are doing it on local system, you can actually save the file with us child animal, and then you can make it work. Okay. So I'll write a comment here so that you people can get it. Main is the child animal class. Okay. So this is about overriding. Overriding. We have written the animal parent characters with the child. This is the child class. Do you want me to repeat this? Anyone? Tarun? Yes,
Ma'am,
Madhav.
explain with parameters, ma'am, like method overloading. It will be easy to understand.
You want to get back to overloading again?
No, no, ma'am. Explain overriding with parameters, ma'am. Like overriding means multiple methods with the same name and same parameters, no, ma'am. So
Yeah.
it will reach with the explaining with the example explain with the parameters means it will be easy to reach out as ma'am. I
Okay,
think so.
okay. We'll do that. We'll try that. So in my okay, I'll take a class where max. In that class, I will have an action, binary action, where it says it takes an input of index. Okay, so if I say you can actually add this thing also. I said binary action, so I can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division with the integers which I'm sending. So we can have a switch case here. Uh, so if you want to make it complicated, guys, just give me 2 minutes, please. Just a minute. Even the data science class is starting today, right? Okay. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So what you can do is when you write your objects, when you create your objects here, you can actually have the switch cases. So take the option of 1, 2, 3, 4, addition and division and multiplication and subtraction. So take them, call this method, and here if you write it as if take the input of switch case also. If that is there, then this to be done. You understood, right? You practice it by yourself after this, but now we will only do addition part here. So I'm creating a child class of my max class, and then what I do is I create an object, then I'm calling my method through my object with the input as 2 and 4. Okay. Where it is missing. Okay. Mm. I didn't write the return itself. So here I need to return my result. This is the method, right? So I have to return the variable which has to go to this value, the main value. So we can actually print this again here. So in my main method, I have created my main object, and then I have to get into my method where I have called my action to be done. So it went into the parent class and it found out this method where it is, and then it searched for that method, and into that method it took out their variables, and then it has printed first this statement because we have been called with the object in the first. So after this statement, it has returned again to the main method, and then the value is assigned. And then the next step where we have printed is this. So here the first statement what is printing is from this class because it is before this line, and then this output is given because after it has returned from the main method, this value is coming out. Okay. So your assignment would be doing the same program using different actions like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. If possible, use switch statements or else if statement. Your wish. You got it right? Any doubts? Anything to be repeated? Yeah. Okay, Madhavi. And others? Lokesh, you raised your hand. Okay, Meghna, thank you. Tarun, are you there? Mohammed, thank you, Kalpana. Okay. Okay, guys. So please go ahead with the assignment. Try to complete it. Just try yourself. If you have any doubts, we can have a discussion in the WhatsApp group, or we can have the discussion in tomorrow's class. Thank you, everyone. I'm ending the session now. Thank you.